Alright, we're going to look at solving subtraction by counting on. Sometimes students, when they see 300 take away 247, have a difficult time of just subtracting. So one way that we can do that is by starting with the smaller number and counting on until we get to 300. I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to start with 247. And we're going to use that arrow method that we learned earlier on to get all the way up to 300. In this case, though, we're going to want to start with the ones, because that's going to make it easier for us to add our groups of 10 and potentially groups of 100 if needed. So we're going to start with 247. Draw my arrow to signify what I'm adding. I'm going to be adding 3. 3 ones would make this number 250. Then my goal is to get to 300, so I'm going to have to keep counting on or adding until I get to 300. Some students may notice that 250 plus 50 equals 300, and that'd be okay. Other students may need to count by tens. So I'm going to show you counting by tens. I'm going to add 10 more, which gives me 260. Still not at the 300. I'm going to draw my arrow and add 10 more, which gives me 270. I'm going to continue adding groups of 10 until I get to 300. So now I've made it to my 300, and some students may write 300 is their answer. So it's important that we remind them that when counting on, the final step is to add all of the numbers that are sitting on top of your arrows. So in this case, I'm going to add starting with my tens, because it's a little bit easier to do that. So I'm going to go 10 plus 10 is 20, 10 more is 30, 10 more is 40, 10 more is 50, and then 3 more would be 53. So my answer is 300 minus 247 would be 53. Let me show you another problem when we're solving by counting on. We're going to start with 600. Take away 465. Now again, students may use different strategies to solve this. Today we're going to show you counting on. So when we're counting on, we're going to start with the smallest number, which is 465. Again, I'm going to add the ones first to make it a little bit easier for my addition. 465 plus 5 equals 470. Now my goal is to get to that final 600, so I must keep counting on. Next I'm going to start with adding tens. Now some kids may add 10 plus 10 plus 10, or others may notice that 470 is 30 away from 500. So I'm going to go ahead and show that. Now my final step, of course, is always to get to 600, and I might see that 500 plus 100 more is going to give me that 600. Now, when coming up with the answer, again, I need to add all the numbers that are on top of the arrows. So I'm going to start with my hundreds. 100 plus 30 is 130, plus 5 more is 135. So that's my answer. Some kids may need to write it out. 100 plus 30 plus 5 equals 135. That strategy is helpful to make sure that the students are including all of the numbers that are above the arrows when finding out their answer. That's one way that you can solve subtraction by counting on.